Look, today we're going to read this book, Once Upon an Ordinary School Day, by Colin McNaughton and Satoshi Kitamura. And look, this is the child and this is his cat. And look at the child here, at the beginning. Look at his face. He doesn't seem to look happy, does he?
No.
Sleeping, just like you, with your cat in bed with you.
She's actually right there.
Right? There she is. Yeah. Now look, once upon an ordinary school day, an ordinary boy woke from his ordinary dreams, got out of his ordinary bed, had an ordinary pee, and he had an ordinary bath, put on his ordinary clothes, had his ordinary breakfast. Then the ordinary boy brushed his ordinary teeth, kissed his ordinary mum goodbye, and set off for his ordinary school. Now he walks to school. And as he walked along the ordinary sideways, past the ordinary shops, and across the ordinary streets, the ordinary boy thought his ordinary thoughts. And when he reached the ordinary school, the ordinary boy had an ordinary game of soccer with his ordinary friends until the ordinary school bell rang. So the ordinary boy went into his ordinary classroom and sat at his ordinary desk. Can you see him here? I think it's this one, right?
No, it's this one.
Ah, that one there. Thank you, Victoria. Yes.
Because of the tie.
Then something quite out of the ordinary happened. What could that be?
I don't know.
Look, Mr. G! Mr. G came into the classroom. Good morning, everybody, said a quite extraordinary figure, bounding into the classroom. My name is Mr. G, and I'm your new teacher. Oh my! Now you don't know me, and I don't know you. So, to help me get to know you, I've had an idea. And Mr. G handed out paper and he said, for your first lesson together, I want you to listen to some music and I want you to let the music make pictures in your heads. Is that clear? And the ordinary children whispered, he's bonkers. He's as nutty as a fruitcake. Music? Pictures? What's he talking about? And Mr. G said, shush, just close your eyes, open your ears and listen. And the music began. A rumbling, rolling, thunderous music that boomed and crashed around the classroom. Suddenly it stopped. And Mr. G said, tell me what the music made you think of. And one girl shouted, stampeding horses. Someone else says, no, it was cars. And the ordinary boy said, I saw elephants. And there were hundreds of them. Yes, said Mr. G, laughing. Isn't it wonderful? Now I want all of you to try to put what you hear on paper. Start writing. And as the music grew and swooped and danced and dived one more, the ordinary boy began to write. He used words he didn't fully understand, and his story made no sense, but it didn't matter. And he didn't care, and he wrote as fast as he could, but it would never be fast enough. There were too much to say, and it was as if a dam had burst in his head and words just came flooding out. Look at all the elephants he saw, and The words were his toys, and he was lost in the game, in the storytelling game. And it was extraordinary. And here he is, you see, on the elephant. And look, a hippo and an alligator. And a dolphin. And now he dives into the ocean. And he flies with the birds up in the sky. And the other children? Some wrote stories about giants, and some about magic. Some wrote of brave girls, and some of the boys with lightning-shaped scars, remember Harry Potter, right? On their foreheads. And this is the selfish giant. Some made stuff up because the music didn't mean anything to them. And Pauline Crawford here, she read Wonder Woman. Some wrote stories they thought would please the teacher. And some became heroes, and some became villains, and some thought the whole thing was silly. And Billy Pearson fell asleep. Perchance to dream, said Mr. G. Now here he is, Billy Pearson. And they are talking. And at the end of that extraordinary school day, the ordinary boy saw Mr. G into his car. Sir, said the ordinary boy, that was the best lesson ever. I've never felt like that before. It was magic. Still think I'm bonkers? Said Mr. G, smiling. The ordinary boy blushed. I can't wait to read your story tonight, said Mr. G. See you tomorrow. And he disappeared in a cloud of smoke out of the school gates. And when it was bedtime, the ordinary boy put on his ordinary pajamas, brushed his ordinary teeth, had his ordinary pee, kissed his ordinary mum and dad, and went to sleep in his ordinary bed and had extraordinary dreams. And that's the end of the story.